What if everything she bought was keeping her trapped? A gentle morning light creeps into the quiet room, revealing a space once filled with bright dreams. Jane wakes up to the quiet chime of her phone, carrying the heavy weight of forgotten promises. She looks at the treasures surrounding her, realizing they no longer hold the magic she once desired. Then, she unfolds the crisp white papers, each letter telling a story of debts she must finally face. When the notifications stop, a brief moment of silence allows her to breathe for the first time. Slowly, she clears the space, lifting the heavy boxes that cluttered her life and her hidden heart. With each item tucked away, she lets go of the image she worked so hard to maintain. Now, she opens a blank notebook, preparing to write down the numbers that will set her free. In the quiet of the morning, the harsh reality of her spending habits becomes clear to see. A steady breath fills her chest, replacing the anxiety with a newfound, quiet sense of firm resolve. From this day on, she marks each goal with care, mapping a path toward a simpler life. Afterward, she tapes the box shut, closing a chapter that no longer serves her peace of mind. By the wooden doorway, she gathers the things to sell, ready to lighten the weight she carries. As the sun climbs higher, she glimpses a world outside that is far simpler than her own. Slowly, she moves toward the heart of the home, where the smell of coffee offers a comfort. At midday, she begins to prepare a humble meal, finding beauty in the simplest of fresh ingredients. Everything she touches today feels real and honest, unlike the fleeting items she sold away this morning. Meanwhile, the pot begins to simmer, filling the cozy room with the aroma of a slow-cooked lunch. Then, she sets the wooden table for one, appreciating the quiet space she has created for herself. With every bite, she learns that happiness doesn't need to be bought. It is found right here. As the afternoon light softens, the kitchen glows with an amber warmth, wrapping her in quiet comfort. Later, she washes the bowl with care, enjoying the simple rhythm of work that has no debt. And then, she dries each dish, feeling a quiet satisfaction in the small tasks of the day. Finally, she steps out to the porch, letting the cool breeze wash over her tired face. When the sun dips low, she watches the colors shift, knowing the future is hers to build. In her hand, the plan she wrote feels like a promise to live within her own means. From now on, she values the humble and the real, finding beauty in a life well lived. Gradually, the weight on her shoulders fades, replaced by the light and gentle hope of tomorrow. As evening descends, the world turns quiet, and the stars begin to watch over her new path. Together with the closing door, the worries of the past stay locked away in the shadows. Inside, she lights a small lamp, creating a warm circle where she can rest and reflect. With a book in hand, she enjoys the simple joy of learning, away from the digital noise. At last, she extinguishes the light, welcoming the darkness of a peaceful and debt-free night. Slowly, sleep finds her, quiet and deep, as she dreams of a future she can afford. When the morning sun rises, it finds her ready, a new woman in a simpler home. Each morning, she wakes with a lighter heart, knowing her debts are small and her spirit free. Afterward, she makes her bed, setting a tidy start for the day she has planned ahead. Then, she tends to her green plant, nurturing life in the corner where silence lives now. And with the fresh air, her room becomes a sanctuary where she can finally find peace. Slowly, she realizes that the best things in life cost nothing but time and gentle care. In the mirror, she sees a girl who is brave, simple, and finally happy with herself. And with her hat, she heads out, ready for a day that is truly all her own. Baroi, the door shuts, marking the beginning of her new, honest, and truly beautiful life. When evening gently falls, the winding path leads her toward a calm and very bright future. Finally, the sun rests, leaving behind a glow of peace for the life she chooses today. Jane had spent years believing beautiful possessions would make her feel successful and admired. Instead, every purchase added another payment, another box, and another reason to avoid her accounts. When she opened the debt letters, She finally saw that the life she had worked so hard to display was quietly controlling her. Clearing the room became more than cleaning. Each item she chose to sell released pressure she had carried, while every number written in her notebook turned fear into a clear plan. She began to understand that freedom was not found in owning more, but in needing less and spending with intention. A simple meal, a quiet porch, a clean room, and an evening without new bills gave her something expensive objects never could: peace. By facing the debt honestly, Jane stopped buying an image and started building a life she could afford. Her transformation did not happen through one dramatic sacrifice, but through small decisions repeated each day. Spending carefully, selling what no longer served her, and choosing lasting contentment over temporary approval. The treasures around her promised happiness, yet the true treasure was realizing she